and he made me proud to be Indian.
Khudaya Kheir, Khudaya Kheir, Khudaya Kheir, Khudaya Kheir.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be filming this video as a tribute to my favorite actor who unfortunately passed away this past week, Irrfan Khan. And I thought I would post this video because he was not only an amazing actor, he was a phenomenal human being, and of course he was so talented. That's why I love him. And I thought it would be amazing to share, some movies that I recommend that you all can watch. Of course, I know everyone's in quarantine, so it's what better time. And of course, just share, why I liked him as an actor. And, movies is a huge part of my life. I grew up watching movies, Bollywood movies specifically. I couldn't think of a better video to film than this one for you all today. All right, so we're just going to get right into it. Now, Irrfan Khan was a lot different than the other actors. He wasn't known for someone to be, that A-list, like super, super attractive, super hot, super like action-filled like type of guy. And that was very uncommon, especially for someone in Bollywood, considering, and Hollywood, I'm sure. So for someone like Irrfan Khan to enter, this like glam world as, what he even called himself, a very, everyday man, and succeed was super impressive. And I think that literally speaks to his acting ability. And okay, so the first movie that I actually watched of Irrfan Khan, and it's actually one of my favorite movies of his, because honestly every one of his movies are amazing. It's called The Namesake, and it came out in 2006. So when this movie came out, I was in middle school. Yeah, I was in middle school and I watched this movie. And I'm not going to tell you all exactly what the movie's about and what the ending is, because I obviously want you all to watch it. Yeah, that was the first time that I saw Irrfan Khan on screen, and I remember that he was such a chill guy, which if you know Bollywood, or if you, well, I guess this wasn't a Bollywood movie, but like he wasn't someone that was out there or in your face. He was playing the dad in the movie, and it was just super real. So yeah, I remember that caught my eye. Another movie where I did recognize him and he did catch my eye was Billu. So if you've seen the movie Billu, or if you haven't seen the movie Billu, his acting was phenomenal. The way he carried his character was phenomenal. And again, very simple and not over the top. I mean, he tended to choose roles where it wasn't the limelight. Like, his character wasn't supposed to be, the star of the show, which I think is honestly harder, because the characters that he chose had very simple lives and very ordained, if you will, personalities. They weren't anything out there. It wasn't like, the orphan that grew up from the slum. It was literally like your average Joe, if you will. And he would execute the ordinary man's story in such a phenomenal way. The next movie that actually came out the same year in 2009 was New York. So New York was such an amazing movie. He played a different role, and yeah, his acting, again, it was just so phenomenal. He was really intentional with his movies, and all of his scripts have they have something about them that like stay with you. And I know that's the case for a lot of movies, but again, he's not playing, this like insane character. Another movie which I know a lot of you might have heard of, because it was actually a Hollywood made movie, is Slumdog Millionaire. Now, Slumdog Millionaire is an incredible movie. I mean, I know it won several awards. I do have some issues with just the marketing of that movie and kind of how that movie has portrayed a certain group of people, but all that aside, I'm strictly talking about acting. If you haven't watched the movie, you need to watch that movie. This movie is so good. Life of Pi. This movie's really good. No words.
Richard Parker never saw me as his friend. After all we had been through, he didn't even look back.
That's when I was really like, okay, this guy, amazing actor in that movie. 10 out of 10 recommend. The next movie that I'm going to talk about is The Lunchbox. This movie was also amazing. It was so good. When he chooses his, movies that he does, it's just so obvious the amount of thought that he's put into it. Is it going to speak to a larger issue? Is it going to tell the common man's story? Is it something that hasn't already been done before? So, I mean, if you look at his movies, they haven't been done before. They're not your stereotypical Bollywood movies. They're not your stereotypical Hollywood movies. Look at Slumdog Millionaire, look at Jurassic Park. But just going back to who he is as a person, I mean, I've watched like almost every single one of his interviews. I'm that kind of person. I like to follow actors, people that I actually follow. I like to follow their lives outside and kind of get to know who they are as a person. It's really important to me to make sure that if I'm supporting someone, that they are someone that I would support with or without their acting career, if that makes sense. So yeah, just he's really shown to be such a role model for other people in this industry. I mean, I've watched a roundtable of his with Rajiv, and I'll put that somewhere here on the screen, where it's just so nice to see the other actors around him just look at him in admiration. And he's kind of like the guy. He's that guy that when he enters a room, everyone is just in awe. And it's not in awe as in like, oh my god, like this crazy. It's like genuine respect. Like, the guy that has just entered the room has so much talent. He is so gifted, and he's so humble, and he's so amazing, blah 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 blah. Like, you just have no option but to be in admiration of him. So, all right, I'm just going to name a couple more movies of his, and then that'll be it for the movie portion. So I really like his movie Gunde, which came out in 2009. I'm sorry, not 2009. I think it came out in 2014. So Gunde came out in 2014. That was a great movie. It also had Ranveer Singh in it, which is one of my favorite actors. And then the last movie that I saw of Irrfan Khan was Angrezi Medium, and I actually rewatched it, this past week. And it came out in 2020, so it's a very new movie. It came out February of this year. I watched it in theaters. And phenomenal movie. I mean, you all have to watch it. It is on eEnthusiast. You can watch it there. I would be doing you a disservice if I weren't here sharing with you the work that he's done. He always made me very proud. There's people that just make you proud of certain parts of you. There's people that make you proud to be a woman. There's people that make you proud to be an American. There's people that make you proud to be a marketing, major. There's people who make you proud to be Indian. And he made me proud to be Indian. I mean, I'm already a very proud Indian. If you know me, I mean, if you watched my Desi video, you would have seen a glimpse of that. I loved the fact that he didn't glamorize the Western world. He never made Hollywood or like the Western world, a pedestal to which he had to reach. He gave so much importance and degree to, the Indian industry and the Bollywood industry. And I always found that so attractive, I mean, he turned down so many Hollywood movies. Obviously, he did Slumdog Millionaire, he did Jurassic Park, he did The Namesake, and he did, several others, but he also said no to so many. And the ones that he said yes to, look at the movies that he said yes to. The Namesake, Slumdog Millionaire, like, look at these movies. So if you're Indian or an NRI, or half Indian, half not, or whatever, like, he's someone to really be proud of, and he's someone to show off almost. Like, I'm even more excited now to share his work because he makes Indians very proud. The way he talks about us, the way that he is so different from everyone else, like romanticizing the English and the again, the Western hemisphere is just something that he never did. He saw beauty in everything, but I think he always really saw so much beauty in being Indian and giving back to the Indian people. I think that that's something that, again, I haven't seen so much. If anything, I feel like it's people, in India, or Indians ourselves in general, whether we're from India or not, where we're always here trying to please, people who don't look like us. And we forget that, we're a team, and that there's so much that we should be proud of to be Indian again. And I think, of course, along with his work and along with his acting and along with his, his movies and his talent and his phenomenal like skills, him as a person really, really made him my favorite actor. I mean, you could tell he was acting for the people. He was acting for the people. He was acting to shed light on Indian cinema. He was acting to shed light on Indian people. He was acting to shed light on the good of what South Asian people have to offer into this world. And that was, to have that in the back of your mind with every movie that you choose is something else, Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. This video came out so naturally. It was so natural to talk about someone that I look up to and has unfortunately departed, with us, but he has left a great legacy, and I think that it's, his fans and people that look up to him, it's our responsibility to share the good that he's put out in this world, and that's what I'm doing today. So I'm really happy that I made this video. I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.